From Padang Besar in Malaysia to Thailand and across the Mekong River to Laos and all the way to Kunming, China, competition is heating up among ASEAN countries to jump on the bandwagon. And it isn't competition, but collaboration that's key to realizing the success of the ASEAN Rail Corridor.
It's not a zero-sum game, and it is not that only one country wins, another country loses and all that.
The speed for Thailand, we have 250 kilometers per hour. In Laos, 160 kilometers. This is the standard gauge, yes.
About 15 kilometers outside the Laos capital Vientiane and 4 kilometers north of the Thai-Lao border on the Mekong River lies the tunneling dry port. Transloading is in full swing. Spanning 55 hectares, it's the first international dry port in landlocked Laos. Operations began in December 2021, in tandem with the launch of the Laos-China Railway, linking Vientiane to Kunming in China's Yunnan province. Here is where the difference in the track gauge between Laos and Thai railways is resolved.
The Thai railway system operates on a meter gauge, which is similar to Malaysia, so no gauge change is necessary. But the Laos railway network, which was built by China, operates on the standard gauge, which means that the cargoes, once they arrive in tunneling dry port, will have to be moved one by one from one set of train wagons to another set of wagons before they can continue their journey further.
On average, it takes about 2 to 3 minutes to move a container box. The whole process takes less than an hour.
Now, the main difference between the standard and meter track gauge is in the distance between the rail. Now, while the meter gauge is exactly 1 meter, the standard gauge is more than 1.4 meters, and it's more commonly used globally from Western Europe, North Africa, Middle East to China.
Mr. Sakon Philangam, who manages the tunneling dry port, told me that the gauge change is not a problem. Since its inception, tunneling dry port has handled over 200,000 20-foot equivalent units, or TEUs, mostly agriculture products, electronics, mining ore and fertilizers. Last year, the volume grew 30%. Shipments bound not just for China, but across the Middle East, Central Asia and Europe.
Now, the problem is not about to move the boxes, it's to match the timing. And this is the problem, is how to match the timing for the incoming train and outgoing train. The shifting, 2 minutes per container, that's all.
Tunneling dry port and the sprawling logistics park nearby are anticipating a surge in demand. In April, it signed a memorandum of understanding with the soon-to-be-ready Perlis Inland Port. The Malaysian government is investing over $90 million to build the inland port and the logistics hub in the northern state of Perlis, bordering Thailand. When ready in mid-2026, it can handle up to 300,000 container boxes.
PIP will do well, provided that Thailand is cooperating.
Indeed, Malaysia, which held ASEAN Chairmanship this year, has been rallying neighboring countries to speed up regional connectivity. But it faces many challenges. In June last year, the first ASEAN Express cargo service was launched just outside Kuala Lumpur to capture the opportunity of the Laos-China Railway linking Vientiane and Kunming. It was seen as the first pan-Asian rail service jointly launched by Malaysia, Thailand, Laos and China. But what was planned to be an 8-day journey took about 2 weeks. Different standards and cross-border custom clearance resulted in double handling, causing confusion and delays. And the midway track change isn't helping either. As a result, the service was suspended due to high cost and poor demand. But Malaysian Transport Minister Anthony Loke is determined to revive the ASEAN Express.
If you need to physically check the cargoes in each border, that will slow down the process, and that will slow down the journey of the entire network. So what we do hope to achieve is that for cargoes in transit, then there will be facilitation in terms of just pass-through. Okay? Of course, I can understand that each government will look at the national interest. What is best for me? Is it beneficial to my country? But if we can have a common interest that if we build this network together, we can create a larger economy, it will be a win-win for everyone.
He's been personally on the ground at the Malaysian-Thailand border in Padang Besar to inspect the situation on the ground. This includes paying a courtesy call to the State Railway of Thailand's office.
But getting the Thai authorities to cooperate is easier said than done. While rivalries and protectionist instinct exist among the member states, Transport Minister Anthony looks at a change in mindset as well as the correct political will are needed in order for the ASEAN connectivity to take off in a big way.
Currently, Thai law forbids fruits and plant-based products from entering its borders, let alone moving across the country. But the Malaysian Transport Minister isn't giving up. In May, he met his Thai counterpart in Bangkok, and both sides agreed to form a joint ministerial committee to look into signing an MOU to facilitate access to goods in transit. And this includes technical cooperation and joint procurement of trains to achieve better value. Malaysia and Thailand have also agreed to promote cross-border trade in agriculture, halal products, and digital technology to achieve $30 billion in bilateral trade by 2027. Malaysia has also promised to help develop Thailand's deep south and create better job opportunities for youths.
There are lots of things. Raw materials in the South Thai, young population who can be the workforce in this new developing area. The Thai government wanted to build more power plants to power up the South.
The Thai authorities have also promised to remove legal hurdles and streamline customs clearance procedures to reduce double handling.
Ministry of Transport, Thailand and Malaysia have the meeting. Even the Prime Minister of Thailand, they will investigate the gap, physical infrastructure or trade facilities. Just leave it to the private and the trust agency. This will go faster.
Already, industry players are looking forward to improving connectivity via rail, which would reduce travel time by up to 40% compared to shipping.
And I prefer to use train, so save more time, save more cost, and reduce the damage that may be incurred.
It's probably the cheapest way for us to export our products to either Thailand, Malaysia, or maybe Singapore.
It's all about cost. The key question now is, can they get it seamless? Can they get it affordable? Because otherwise we can't market it.
ASEAN's total trade is projected to hit $4.5 trillion by 2030. And to achieve that, growth must be driven by factors like robust intra-ASEAN trade and stronger connectivity with external partners. Next, we take a look at the ease and efficiency with which people can travel within the ASEAN region. Rail travel has been around for over 100 years in many Southeast Asian countries. Some have different systems and levels of sophistication. The launch of the Laos-China Railway 3.5 years ago has sparked a renewed push among member states to upgrade and link up their rail systems. By the end of 2025, Malaysia will have double-tracking electrified railways connecting to the southern state of Johor all the way to Padang Besar near southern Thailand in 9 hours.
Once we complete our Gemas JB project, from the Malaysia-Thai border all the way to Malaysia-Singapore border, it will be double-track electrified. It will be beneficial, of course, in terms of our passenger movement.
A new 4-kilometre rapid transit system, or RTS, will connect the southern Malaysian city of Johor Bahru to neighbouring Singapore by the end of 2026. Thailand and Malaysia, meanwhile, aim to revive the passenger rail service from the Thai capital Bangkok to Butterworth in Penang by August, and eventually to Kuala Lumpur. Thailand has some of the oldest railway systems in the region. By 2030, its transport minister said travellers will experience faster and more convenient cross-border rail service linking Thailand to China's sprawling rail network through Laos.
We are also planning to have the high-speed train from at the moment from Bangkok to Kolat and then go to Nong Khai, go to Laos and China. That's a high-speed train. The speed for Thailand, we have 250 kilometers per hour. Laos 160 kilometers. This is the standard gauge, yes.
Now, Nong Khai is located more than 600 kilometers north of Thai capital Bangkok. Now, the journey here takes more than 9 hours. Now, this is where passengers get off to get their passport stamped and fill up all the immigration cards before proceeding on their journey further up north to Vientiane across the Friendship Bridge. The nostalgic ride across the Mekong River costs less than $2 one way. The train rolled into the newly built Kamsavat station in less than half an hour. Here, passengers disembark, fill up the arrival card and clear immigration before entering Laos. It's visa-free now for tourists from some 30 countries, including all ASEAN member states. Kamsavat station is also the headquarters of Laos National Railway. Its managing director, Mr. Daojinda Sihalat, told me that Laos, which is the only landlocked country in ASEAN, has benefited significantly from Laos-China Railways. Not just in terms of trade and investment, tourism also received a much-needed boost.
Then we've tried to expanding our facility for the passenger operation, try to get a more vehicle, more staff, and station facility to increase the number of passengers. Maybe we have to expand our track from single track to double track. The most important thing is like a safety issue. Safety is number one.
Currently, railway authorities from China, Laos, Thailand and Malaysia are working closely to realize a seamless ASEAN Rail Corridor. Laos Transport Ministry Director General outlined the challenges facing the government in maintaining the rail line going forward.
The Laos-China Railway now only still at the beginning, I think. The challenge, I think, not just build, but to make it more sustainable, to keep it for the long term, to benefit from it. We need to maintain it properly.
Built at a cost of almost $6 billion, the train is part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. It has a top speed of 160 kilometers an hour. Vientiane to Botan stretch is over 400 kilometers, while the China section to Kunming spans almost 600 kilometers. Rail experts said that this may usher in a new era in rail travel for ASEAN.
What it sums up as is a high-speed train that you could take the journey with from the capital of Beijing all the way down through to Vientiane, all the way down to Bangkok, all the way down to Kuala Lumpur, and possibly divert through an undersea tunnel to Jakarta. I think it's not impossible to imagine that at all.
After hearing so much about the Laos-China Railway, I decided to embark on the journey myself. The Vientiane railway station is located in Dong Nhu area, about 15 kilometers from downtown Vientiane. Checking in was relatively smooth, but security was tight.
Now the train leaves on time, not a minute too early or a minute too late.
The scenery at some stretches was magnificent, from stunning mountains and rivers to lush green paddy fields. The train stops at Vang Vieng and Luang Prabang, two popular tourist destinations. Now, last year, tourist arrivals in Laos jumped more than 30% to 4 million. Now, in Luang Prabang, which is known for its many beautiful temples and historical sites, saw over 1 million visitors. 3 hours flew by, and before I knew it, the train reached the Laos border town of Botan. Here, all passengers must disembark and bring their belongings to go through security checks and clear immigration before boarding back the same train. Now, since the Laos-China Railways was launched in December 2021, the number of passengers has increased steadily by about 10% on average year on year. Now, international travelers consist about 20%. The rest are domestic passengers. Next, the train stops at Mohan, a border town for Chinese immigration clearance, before continuing the journey to Kunming. I met a few golfing buddies traveling on the same journey. They are retirees from Malaysia and Singapore, and like me, they are experiencing firsthand the ASEAN Rail Corridor into China.
But I think it's a good start, for Laos. I think Laos itself, I think probably need a little bit more investment in the tourism.
I wouldn't call it exactly high speed. In a way, I find it also relaxing. I'm not complaining when it's going slow. Maybe you can enjoy the view.
As the sun began to set, our train pulled into Kunming South Station in Yunnan Province. It's a journey of over 1,000 kilometers, and it took me about 10 hours point to point from Vientiane to Kunming. Of course, minus a couple of hours going through immigration checkpoints. Now, there are many stops along the way, including scenic places like Luang Prabang and Xishuang Batna. So if you're not rushing for time, rail travel may just be the right and more sustainable mode of transportation for you. Next, a look at how the Laos-China Railways is now a key route for exporting exotic fruits, particularly from Southeast Asia, to China. It's Durian season. The king of fruits from Thailand reigns supreme, lining the streets and every corner of the fruit market in Kunming. Now this is Jinma Zhenchang Fruit Market, which is the largest wholesale market in the whole of Yunnan Province. Now this is the first stop of all the fresh fruits coming in from Southeast Asia. Here, sellers trade and buy in bulk, not just durians, but also other tropical fruits like mangosteen, rambutan, and jackfruits. And the locals in Kunming just can't have enough of this sweet and creamy delicacy.
我每年都要吃几十个榴莲，最近就吃了5个、6个，我这个6个了，哈哈。就是昆明榴莲便宜一点。
我感觉我去年才学会吃的，
去年才学会吃的，
对的，
就爱上了榴莲。为什么呢？
好吃啊，不气血。
Now China is the largest importer of durians in the world, consuming about 90% of Thai durian exports. Now retailed at about $10 to $20 per kilo. But the premium varieties like the Musang King from Malaysia can easily fetch 3 times as much. Shen Zhenjun has been selling durians in Kunming for over a decade. Currently, only the Montong variety from Thailand, also known as Golden Pillow or Jinzheng, are available, he said. 不是说可以进口新鲜的榴莲的吗？
很少有，没见过，到现在为止是没见过。马来西亚的那猫山王肯定贵的很多。
有2倍、3倍有吗？
有3到4倍吧。3到4倍。正常的话，像买一个的话，差不多人民币在185元左右1公斤。
Only a couple of shops here offer frozen Malaysian durians such as Musang King and Blackthorn. Now, according to the storekeeper, they aren't popular at all with the locals. 一天只卖1、2个、2、3个，为什么呢？
因为它单价太高了。
单价太高了。
对，单价太高了，241公斤，它很少有人来消费。
From China and across ASEAN, many are united in their passion for the king of fruits. While Montong, sold in China, is sweet and creamy in texture, those I tasted in Laos and Thailand are different. Perhaps it's a matter of preference, but for many it's also a choice which they don't have. In Vientiane, Thai durians are sold at $7 a kilo. Would you like to try other countries' durians from Indonesia, from Malaysia, and from other countries?
Yeah, why not? Yes.
But you don't get it here?
No. There's a lot of varieties, but I only know the Montong because the taste is very good.
Some somehow the texture, Thai durian, montong, the texture is a lot harder than say Musang King or Udang Merah in Malaysia. The texture is different and the flavor is also different. But the Thai, many of them said they have never tried Malaysian durians before, and that's because Malaysian durians are not allowed to be imported into the country. Now this as Thai authorities and the Thai government protects its own durian farmers and its own agricultural industry.
Every country wants to protect themselves from competition, but I think we must look at the bigger picture that when we are facing with this kind of geopolitical tensions right now, among the member states of ASEAN, we have to break down barriers. We have to cooperate and collaborate with each other even more. If we can have this facilitation so that we can have better connectivity and better transportation link, everyone will benefit.
Industry players are echoing similar calls for countries in ASEAN to remove barriers and enhance intra-ASEAN trade, as well as trade with China and beyond.
Actually, the Chinese market is very big. Okay, now the Mentong delivered to China, it just can fill one province of China only. Now we only talk about 1% of people, or less than 1%. Okay? It's not compete each other. No need to worry, because the business is very wide. Okay, the people, just imagine Chinese people now, they know how to eat durian. They know how to enjoy the durian. Maybe one day, okay, Malaysia Musang King, okay, will deliver in hands to the Chinese people in 4 to 5 days.
Malaysia, which is the chair of ASEAN this year, hopes to bring member countries on board to create a real ASEAN Rail Corridor. It wants a single transit protocol to streamline and standardise customs clearance for all goods originating from ASEAN. So the fruits of ASEAN can be enjoyed by its own people as well as by people in China and beyond in Central Asia and Europe through the sprawling Pan-Asian Rail Network.